Hello, Class 2, it's Mrs. Durst, and today we are going to be painting our warm colors. Oh, there they are, all of our warm colors. And I mixed my paints first. That way I'm not spending a lot of time mixing my paint before I want to paint. So on this palette, I put all kinds of warm colors. So I have reds, and I mixed a tad, just a teeny little bit of black into this red. I have orange, and I mixed some white into my orange to get a peachy color. I have two pinks, and I have still a little white on my palette. So if I want to lighten my pink, I can, because those are both very strong pinks. This is the bright tangerine vermilion. This is an ochre, or the burnt sienna. Sorry, that's a burnt sienna. So really kind of dark orange, some light yellow and dark yellow. I have a very light yellow here, and kind of a, well, it's like my favorite color. I call it chamois. It's a dark yellow. But here is the warm colors I'm going to use today. And I'm just going to keep my palette ready. You may want to only use 4 colors or 2 colors. It's really your choice. It's also important to have your project plan with you so that you can look and see how you were planning maybe to do that swing piece right here, or your warm colors, and how you wanted to paint your game board. So this is all right here, ready for you to look at. And actually, I don't want you to yet put anything up on the very, very top of the playing surface, because we will have the opportunity to use a template to get our lines super straight, or if we're using spots to put our pieces, I have a template for that. So that's our last thing we'll do on our piece. In the meantime, what you can be doing is doing your sides with the colors you were planning on, really whatever was in your plan, but just don't do the very top of your board yet, okay? Where you will put your pieces. Okay, so let's visualize this so that we can see what we're working on today. So what I did, you can see I have my dry board. I split up my pieces by size. So these are my 2 biggest pieces. So I am going to put this one and save that one for when I do my cool colors. And this one will be for warm colors, okay? And I did kind of the same thing with all of these. So let's just do it like that. So I have 4 cool color ones set aside, and my 4 warm colors. And this is my swing piece. He's going to get everything, all the colors. Now today, if we're in the classroom, we will have something called dotting tools that we'll be using. But really, all we need are a number of little things that will make dots. So I have that old pencil with an eraser top that I can dip in my paint. I can even use the tip of this pencil in paint to get a little dot, right? So that pencil works in both ways. I have a top of an old brush that can also be dipped in paint and made into a dotter. And this one was a little chubbier at the top, so I thought he would be like a slightly different size. I have Q-tips that also work great for dotting. And those are single colors, so only have 1 per color, or you'll get kind of a marbled look. And maybe that's what you want, but I've been using them single color. I have the micro brushes that you have, and I found these up in my pantry. They are just toothpicks. So I thought they were so tiny, they might make some really cute tiny dots. So maybe see if there is something like a toothpick somewhere at your place. So let's get started. So these are the 5 rocks that will get their first coat or first treatment, let's call it, of warm colors. And then in my plan, I was just going to put dots of 3 just on the corners of my board. So we'll do that as well. But I'm just going to get started with, let's go with this big one. And I'm going to swing my palette over here so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I am going to start with this dark red that I mixed. And I'm just going to put my first dot right there. And you'll notice I'm not putting my first dot in the center of this rock because this rock is kind of like a teardrop shape. And because it's a teardrop shape, I'm trying to get this little sign up. There we go. Because it's a teardrop shape, I'm going to maybe make more of a teardrop mandala pattern on him. Okay, so he's my first one. The key in all of this, and you'll read this in a note, is having a damp cloth, a paper towel or a damp rag, because what I can do is if I make a mistake at this point and my paint is still wet, I have the ability to wipe off my mistake right now, okay? So just keep that in mind if you feel like you've made a dot that you don't really like. Okay, I'm going into this vermilion color with a Q-tip, and I'm going to make a dot at the top and the bottom of my red dot, okay? And then I'm going to make a dot one side and then the other with my Q-tip, just like that. And I'm gonna make that one just a little bigger. There we go. Yeah, wow, what a pretty orange that color is. It's really nice and bright, and I really love it. Okay, so we've started. It's kind of exciting. So I lay my wet Q-tips on my palette just like that. That way they're there, I'm not touching them. And I think I am going to work with the back of this one old paintbrush. And I'm going to put some bright orange in between these dots. Just like that. All right. Oh, I just love doing this. It's very relaxing. I can't make a mistake because every color is beautiful and every color provides me with the warm colors I'm looking for in this part of the project. And I just enjoy it. Just take your time, find a happy place. I'm going to use a micro brush next. And these you can wash out. And I think I'm going to go in for this bright yellow and just put some dots all around like this on these pieces. Just like so. And there is the beginnings of a warm colored mandala. Now, next time I paint this, next class session, I will put additional dot like right on top of that middle red one. So those are called details that I'll come back to. Right now, I'm just putting basic dots all around my mandala, okay? Just like that. All right, and I don't want to forget my ideas over here. So I think I'm going to make my 3 dots. Remember, I wanted to put a dot here and a dot there and a dot there in warm color. And then I'll do cool color over here. So I'm just going to put some dots in warm colors around the sides of my board, just to give it a little added detail. And I'll add to this as I get going. Oh, I went up a little high on that one. Okay, so here's a great thing. I don't really love that. That one kind of isn't right where I want it. So remember what I said about having a damp rag. I'm just going to wipe it off, because your dry paint and your wet paint aren't going to stick onto each other yet. So you can see I was able to just wipe off my mistake at this point, just like that. Okay, and I'll clean that up a little better, but no sweat. I do need to let this dry just for a minute so that it's not wet when I put my paint on it. But you know, I still have this one over here that I like. So remember also your swing piece. This is mine. And I decided I'm going to do a rainbow kind of mandala. So I'm going to do my Roy G. Biv, which is red first. So I'm going to get red in there. There we go. That's a blob of red. There's a nice big blob of red. Then I'm going to work around my mandala. I think I'm going to use this brush in orange. Right up there, a little orange, and a little orange, a little orange. There we go. Not too shabby. Rinse and wipe. And then I'm going to hit the yellow. In between my oranges, like so. And the idea is next time we work, we'll be in warm colors still, but the time after that, I'll bring in my green, blue, and purple. And that way my swing piece will have all my rainbow colors on there, okay? So I'm liking how that looks a lot. So I'm gonna set him aside to dry. Carefully setting him aside. Actually has a little bubble in him. I'm gonna pop, right, like that. There we go. So what you wanna do in this part of your lesson is go ahead and finish your 4 warm colored mandalas, and then the next time we're together we will come back and put tiny dots all around to make it a little more detailed. Also work on your sides of your board with your warm colors, okay? Until then, enjoy doing this. It's a really fun project. And I can't wait to see what it all turns out to be.